Alright, hey folks, here we are with the Breville cappuccino and espresso maker. We're going to start out by showing you that there is a quick start guide for this unit. This is the quick start guide right here, and it goes through the quick start procedures on how to run the espresso maker. And then in the manual itself, which is this little spiral bound book, it has more information. One side Spanish, other side English. Alright, so let's get to it. First thing done with this unit is the bean hopper has to be inserted into the top. I've already done that and clicked into place. This is where the burr grinder happens to be located, right underneath here. Once that's installed, we are going to get our filter and water container set up. So our filter is this guy right here. This is the coffee water filter, and it consists of, let me separate this for you. It consists of a paper element water filter, a small mesh water filter, and this is the top unit to pull. We're going to set the date. It's September right here. This is when it was installed. I put when it was installed, not when it's due. And then you have to soak the element for 5 minutes. Now, the element here has been soaking for a bit, but this element has to be wet before it's installed. So we place the wet element inside the filter holder. The mesh cover then gets inserted on the bottom, thusly. And then the unit gets put in the water reservoir. Here's the water reservoir. It's got a neat handle that you can pull the unit off, and this unit just clicks into place, and you can see the date from the top. So we're going to fill the water reservoir now. Here's the water reservoir. We have some nice filtered water, and we can start filling this unit. Remember, fill this unit away from the grinder. You get any water in the grinder, you will not be able to make coffee for a good long period of time. This unit actually just fits over the back. It's got self-guiding slots, and in it goes, and then the top just closes, clicks down and closes. Very simple, very easy. All right, our next step right now is actually, I do a couple runs. You throw away the first cup. So you don't necessarily drink the first cup, but I do a couple runs of coffee with some, whatever grade coffee. You wouldn't want to use geisha or expensive coffee, but we are ready to do actually a couple runs with this machine. So the machine consists of this guy here, which is called the portafilter. The portafilter is the unit that's actually filled with coffee and then inserted into the machine and runs the coffee grounds in it. So there's two types of filters available for the portafilter. There's the single wall unit, which is this unit. This is called Perfecting Your Skills. And then there's the double wall, which is a minute to learn. The double wall is a lot easier to use, and even though I would use it with the single wall, I would recommend starting out and having any novice using it with the double wall. You'll go to the two shot unit or 2-cup unit. That's the big, deeper one. And for your reference, here's a single shot unit. You can see the size difference here. They're totally easily to recognize. The coffee filter pops right into place. That's all there is to it. Now we're going to set the grinder. The grind size is located on the side, and it's a dial. And we're going to turn the grinder to the edge of the double wall grind. Okay, so here's the grinding attachment we were talking about on the side of the unit. And right above the unit right here, this is where the, for your reference, this is the hopper for the beans. So on the grinder, we're gonna set the size. I set it right to the edge. It says here dual wall. As you see, I rotate it, it says the dual wall. This is the setting you would use for the dual wall filters on the portafilter. And I set it all the way to the end of that. So I'd set it almost on the number 2. Okay, so that's all the setting we have to do. And now we're going to make ourselves some coffee. Okay, so here we've got our buttons on the machine. This is the power button. You turn that on after you've plugged in the unit. The water's in place, the coffee's in place. You just plug that unit right in and you power it up. The power button lights up everything. It gives you a nice sound. And then you'll see some lights on the bottom here. You'll see this pressure gauge here and programs and cups. Now we're going to focus on not all of these, but several of these. We're going to focus on, first of all, setting the grind amount to the edge of the dual wall, which gives us how much coffee we're going to put in. We're going to set the filter size to double shot because we're using the double shot portafilter filter. And this unit's very interesting in that all you have to do is set the unit in place, the portafilter in the grinding holster, tap it once, and it starts grinding the amount. It'll grind a pre-poured amount. It's a little loud right now, and it's just going to keep going. Automatically stops. Okay, so there, it stopped automatically. I'm going to level off the coffee. I'm just going to level it off right into this little mesh grate here on the bottom, because that will show us how to clean that in a bit. And then we have the tamper. Now I just lightly press the tamper, goes in about 1/4 of an inch, and there you go. Now a real barista tamps and twists a little bit, gives it what they call either the ghiaccio or the vetro. They call it ice or glass. And on some finer roasts, you would see it kind of looks shiny when you do that, especially if you have a good tamper. It goes back into place and it's magnetic and it just sits there. Then what we're going to do is insert the portafilter. So the portafilter handle gets inserted to the left and then twisted till it's sticking perpendicular to the machine. And there we go. And all we have to do is we take our cup, our tazza, put it underneath. Now, since we're doing the double shot, you could actually do 2 cups at once. You could put 2 espresso cups on there, you line them up, you press your button, and we should get our coffee coming out. Now, when it's first starting, you won't see much coffee come out because the machine's priming. And we want to watch this little machine here, right here. It's in the espresso range, it's in the right range, and the espresso is pouring out pretty nicely. And if we look, we have the nice crema inside here. And those are espresso, that's ready to serve. This guy gets removed, and this just gets tamped right out into a garbage can. So I'm gonna step over to the garbage can, I'm gonna come in front. There's a little rubber knob on this guy, and it pops right out. Not the best, but the double wall filter never really gives you a nice puck the way the single wall does. Okay, I'm gonna set that portafilter aside to clean it. You can even just wipe that portafilter out. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna steam some milk. Okay, so I use 1% milk. You can even use skim or 2% milk. We fill up our frothing jug about halfway to 3/4 away full. We insert our frothing attachment, which is this tube right here. I always keep it clean and wet. Onto the frother, steam port. Oh, this guy's not the heaviest machine, so of course it's gonna move around a little bit. There we go. Okay. And then I hit steam. So the steam attachment is controlled by this knob right here. You set it over here to steam, and very soon it's going to start ejecting steam. So I'm going to wait for it to start producing the steam. It's going to start coming out here. First little water stream, and then it's going to start pulsing. You're going to hear it ticking. It's ticking right now. Wait for it. There it goes. Okay. So there, we got steam coming up. So now we're going to put our frothing jug in there, and you hold the bottom of the frothing jug. You feel the temperature of it. You want the milk, the steamed milk, to be about 165 degrees. So you hold the base of this frothing attachment about, I would say, a quarter-inch from the bottom of the unit, and we just wait for it to steam up. It's putting out good steam right now. You can see steam's really coming out. So it's putting out a good pressure. Oh, we're gonna let this guy go. I can already feel the milk is up to room temperature. And again, we want it about 165, 170, basically where we can't comfortably hold this base. So we're just going to let it go. I'm going to create a little extra foam. You create a little extra foam by moving this unit up and down. And there, it's nice and warm. You always want this guy cooler rather than warmer. Never want to burn or scald the milk. It goes into an automatic cleaning cycle. So one of these espressos we could serve, just add sugar to it. The other one, I can make a macchiato by just putting a little dollop of cream in there and a little blob. That's a macchiato. Just means spotted. And right there we've got some nice steamed milk. So what we're going to do is we're going to proceed now to make a cappuccino. Or a cafe latte. Again, cafe latte is just a cappuccino with a little bit more milk in it. So my cup is sitting right here on the warmer. This is a cup warmer up on top. We are going to again grind some more coffee. We always do it the same way. Put a porta test in. Start the guy grinding. It's just going to fill up. In the meantime, I'm always going to clean off my steaming attachment here, because I like to have clean equipment. You always need a towel around. It's the Barista towel. Okay, so there's our coffee is already set there. I'm going to tamp it with a tamper. Just repeating it the same way we did it before. Inserting the portafilter. And I'm just going to hit again the 2-cup button. Pardon me. There comes our little... In Italy, they call what comes out of the portafilter the mouse's tail. They say it should resemble a mouse's tail. Unfortunately, this is the dual filter here. It's a dual wall, and you don't get the very best extractions out of it. But as you can see, it's definitely acceptable. And we had all that steamed milk available. We're just going to pour it in, and then get us some cream on top. This time we're going to use our Barista spoon to bring in some cream. So right there, we basically have a delicious espresso cafe latte ready-made. Now, that's how we prepare our coffees. Espresso, cafe macchiato, cafe latte, or cappuccino. That's it. That's all there is to this machine. The single wall machine is going to require some further reading. I would suggest mastering this unit again with the dual wall filters. They're much easier to use. So to clean the unit, we're going to tamp out the filter. And it just tamps right out. Came out in puck form. We're going to separate the filter from the portafilter. It's a little warm right now, so it doesn't come apart super easily. And we're going to clean this unit with, you can either just wipe it out or clean it with running water. Yeah, there. Then, once that's cleaned, we are going to unplug this unit. First unpower it, and then unplug the unit from the wall. And then we're going to remove the tray here that actually lifts right out. And you can see in here, that's filled with excess water and all kinds of crud. That just gets dumped out. This unit just comes right out and it gets emptied. Now, also in this unit, there's an area that goes in the back of this guy. It's a tray. We could put a cleaning kit, which is this guy right here. Has all items to clean. The grinder has items to clean out all this stuff. And makes for a very nice little setup. All the tools we need to use this guy are right here. Everything just gets cleaned and then ready for use the next time. But that's it. Coffee 101 with the Breville cappuccino espresso maker. Not bad at all.